am I the asshole for throwing out my sister's organ?
Wait, like the instrument organ?
Either way, very expensive.
That heart.
I like how
Go get something else.
John wanted clarity, and Sean was like, nah, both of them.
I mean, it honestly doesn't. Also, how big are organs? I don't know.
I was going to say, logistically, that is
Huge.
difficult to do for organs.
Yeah. And they're
That's why I
expensive.
wanted to know which one.
They're so fucking expensive. So what are you guys saying?
Yeah, either way,
I gotta
asshole.
say, yeah, you just don't throw away other people's shit without their permission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good rule to live by, I think. All right. So my sister is always intentionally trying to be the odd one out in the family. Recently, she had her first child, and she's decided that she wanted to have her placenta taken by some woman and dried and treated so she could scatter it like ashes or plant it with a tree or whatever. That was all one sentence. Holy fuck. She considers herself very witchy, which causes a lot of friction. The woman was supposed to come pick it up, but then my mom and our aunties surprised my sister with a whole bunch of frozen meals while she's in with the newborn phase, and there wasn't enough room in her deep freezer for all the dishes plus the giant bag of ice and placenta. So my sister texted the woman and she said it could be dropped off early. My mom then essentially volunteered me to drop it off since I was on my way home. I picked up my husband on the way because he had a few drinks after work with his friends and was being responsible. When he saw the cooler in the back, he looked in it and was extremely grossed out seeing a frozen placenta. Why did you look then?
Yeah, well, grow up.
He probably
actually.
thought there was beer inside the cooler.
I just imagine if there was any cooler in the backseat, I'd be like, what's in that? And then if they were like, oh, it's a placenta, I'd be like, all right, I'll believe you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to double check.
I would.
I mean, yeah. I also wouldn't be a baby about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't freak out. I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
When we were in Toronto hanging out, we went to Sean and I and Nancy and Juliet went to a bar and there was a button and I was so fixated on wanting to press it. Like I was not paying
ADHD
attention
was
to
going.
anything these guys were saying. I'm like, there's a red button. I gotta press it.
It actually collapses the CN Tower. So
Gasp.
We wished it did anything other than what it did. It was so underwhelming because we were waiting the whole time to like, oh my God, we're going to push it on the
I'm
way
gonna
out.
press it.
What did it do?
I was expecting it for it to shock me and I'm like, I'm ready.
No,
Please.
just open the door to their patio area.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lame.
Yeah, because when
It
you got in,
was.
they're like, there's like signs all around it. And it's like, do not press button. Do not press button. And then
But I-
John
but I
was like,
want
what,
to.
what's the button do? And they were like, oh, you'll never know. So then for an hour, John is just staring at it.
What a way to make people want to press the fucking button. You know what I
And it's
mean?
just opening up to the patio.
Yeah.
Don't let me get fixated on something. I will stare at it forever.
Jesus. So my husband saw the frozen placenta and was grossed out. After some discussion, he also made me realize it was really disrespectful to him and I to rope us into this because he has strong beliefs in God. There were also hygiene and health concerns my husband brought up.
Then you shouldn't have opened it, you dumbass. What the fuck?
It got to the point where it was either he was going to get out of the car and walk, or the placenta needed to be out of the car. I texted my sister and our mom to come pick it up, but after ages without an answer, we ended up throwing it out. She's furious and has started making it other people's problems. I know it wasn't the nicest, but it also seems like it doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
You give birth and then have whatever your expectations were after that birth not go your way.
Yeah.
And then you see how big of a deal it is.
But also it's like you're not getting another one of those. You know what I mean? Like a placenta's one baby, one placenta usually. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're getting another one for this baby. That's one and done kind of thing. I offered to cover the deposit she put down with the woman who was going to process it, and
It's
even
not about
got
the money, stupid.
even got her a gift card to the witchy store she likes to get some herbs and stuff to do the ritual she wanted, despite it being against my values. She still claims, even after apologizing, making amends, and covering her losses, that I'm an asshole. And she won't let me come see my niece and even refuses to come or bring my niece to family events I'm at, which is causing huge problems with the family. She told me to post the situation here, and if it's hormones or sleep deprivation making her overreact, she will let it go. If I'm in the wrong, I don't know what else I can do that I haven't already to make it up to her. Was
You
this
can't.
really such an asshole thing, even after the amends?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have dropped your husband off and got him an Uber.
Yeah, literally, he has no say in this. Like, you already said yes to taking it. It's now your responsibility. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, if you
Yeah.
really didn't want it, drive it back to her house and just be like, hey, I actually feel really uncomfortable with this. You know what I mean? Like, can one of you take it? Or just
Also-
reject it off the bat.
She said like ages without a response. And I feel like she put ages because she didn't want to put the actual amount of minutes, because if she did, it would be 3 minutes.
Probably, yeah, I was going to say.
I think something very
I
short.
said
Yeah.
max 5, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Also, she's with a newborn. What do you want her to do? She's
And recovering.
yeah, she's not going to respond fucking immediately.
Hey, ain't nothing like apology than fucking getting store credit. Am I right?
Yeah, sorry I lost your baby's placenta. Here's $10.
Here's some
to-
witch bucks.
Like, what an insane.
Also, just
Logic.
imagining like, people that have to pick up trash. They're like, oh, somebody just left a perfectly fine cooler out here. And then they're like,
Oh, could be like, I don't know what a placenta looks like, to be fair.
I'll put it on the screen. Let's go through this together.
I mean, we could, I guess, if you really want to.
Husband's a little bitch, but
I think he is a bitch. It probably just looks like an organ.
It does. It literally does. Here you go. You guys can look at it with me.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yummy.
I didn't know it was like a sack.
Well,
I didn't know what it would look like, really.
yeah. To be fair, this is the first picture I pulled up. It could not be a placenta. We have no idea.
This is actually from the movie Alien.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so I think if your husband had such a big deal with it, he should have just taken an Uber or walked.
I guess because the husband knew that it was going to be used for witch stuff, but I'm like, I don't think the placenta is even mentioned in the Bible once.
But
You know what
also,
I
You
mean?
tell him, Sean.
yeah.
I don't think they're ever talking about
Oh, fucking
placentas over there.
religious weirdos.
But also, like, your religion doesn't trump someone else's religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she wants this. This is her thing. If you don't want to be involved in it, that's fine.
You shouldn't
But
have agreed in the
yeah.
first place.
But again,
Every time she comes over to your house and she sees a fucking crucifix or a cross, what if she's just like, actually, I have to throw all of this out
Yeah.
because it's just making me
Good point.
I actually have to
uncomfortable.
burn your house down because this is making me uncomfortable.
I actually have to offer your husband as a ritual sacrifice.
That I'm okay
Yeah.
with, actually. Yeah,
I think
I am
everybody would
too.
like it.
I've just been so ingrained with like all the human sacrifices that I was hearing about like during the Mayan pyramid tours. I'm like, just sacrifice.
Bring
some
it back.
people.
Yeah.
Bring it back, please.
Reddit deemed asshole, of course.
Good.
Simkins said, "You're the asshole. You don't sound sorry at all. You sound like you think she should just let it go. Why should she forgive you when you still don't think what you did was wrong? Her belief on this was harmless. And you, roped in or not, you actually put the thing in your car and agreed to take it with you. Then you went back on that, assumingly knowing how upset your sister would be. Also, what on earth does your husband's religion have to do with it? I don't remember.
My beliefs are right and yours is wrong type of shit.
I don't remember a bit in the Bible that says, "Thou shalt not drive a placenta." So
Get
you're
him,
right, Sean.
Preach.
But they are pretty clear about vices of drunkenness. So I hope you didn't have too many beverages. Lastly, you threw it out despite your claims concern for health. You disposed of it, assumedly with no BioWare hazard warning, and not in a human waste bin. I guess only your health matters. And yeah, they do clarify, or she does clarify, that they just left it on the side of the road. So yeah, if health was your concern, you did not go about it correctly at all either. So
I was
asshole.
really expecting a damn organ instrument.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought too.
Oh no, my first thought was an organ.
I'm like, damn, how many trucks did you have to get that out of them? That's a lot of steps you had to take to get that.
I gotta say, both are crazy, but on different levels. One's like, how the fuck did you manage to throw that out? And the other is like, oh, you threw out their organ. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, so both were going to be wild no matter what.
Therapy.